My name is Maria Johnson. I'm a 47-year-old housewife. When I was 30, I married Lucas, who is 3 years older than me. I have a daughter named Emma, and Lucas has a daughter named Raylan. We started living together with our stepchildren. 2 years into our marriage, my mother-in-law fell down the stairs and hurt her back. Because she required care, we had to start living with my husband's family. That's when my ordeal began. Maria, you're a stay-at-home mom, but you can't even do the housework properly. Your cooking always lacks flavor, and it's unsatisfying. I'd rather not eat than have such food. I thought I was cooking, considering your health, ma'am. Since the beginning of our marriage, my mother-in-law seemed to have a poor impression of me. The main reason might be because I only graduated high school. I wasn't from a wealthy family and couldn't afford to go to college. I had no desire to attend college, so after graduating from a vocational high school, I joined a company specializing in web design. However, after getting married, at the insistence of Lucas and my mother-in-law, I became a full-time housewife. Lucas, on the other hand, graduated from a prestigious private university and works at a major IT company. We met through work. Initially, Lucas supported me, but gradually he began to take his mother's side. Hey, the meal I made today was thrown away again. I'm trying to be mindful, because your mom is a bit overweight, and the doctor warned she might get diabetes. That's just being meddlesome. Let her eat what she likes. Besides, you're pretty inept. Mom's fed up with your incompetence. That's a harsh way to put it. But it's true, right? This is why I dislike women with only a high school education. And so Lucas started looking down on me for my education. Then Raylan began to mock me too. Having someone like you, a high school graduate, in the house makes me feel stupid. Hey, that's a rude way to talk to your mother. Mother? Who would think of someone like you, a lowlife, as a mother? My only parent is my successful father. Raylan was an excellent student, always maintaining top grades at school. She attended the top girls' school in the state. She consistently ranked in the top 10 throughout high school. And she was admitted to the same prestigious university as Lucas. She commuted to university from home. Meanwhile, Emma was in her final year of middle school. She was also working hard at her studies. One day, amidst my hectic daily life, I collapsed from overwork. I had to be hospitalized, though it was for a short period. When I returned home, Emma was the first to rush to me. Mom, are you okay now? Somehow. But the doctor said not to overdo things. Okay, if there's anything I can do, just let me know. Thanks, you're so kind. Emma had always been eager to help with household chores. But Lucas and Raylan did nothing. Even if I asked for help, I would only get complaints, so I had almost given up. But if things continue this way, I might collapse again. So I decided to call Lucas and Raylan for a discussion. Seriously, you got hospitalized and wasted my money like that? That's no way to talk. I reached my physical limit. Collapsing from housework? You're really getting old. It wasn't just the housework, but also caring for your mom. It was tough, both physically and mentally. That kind of work suits a bottom feeder like you. Caregiving is meant for women at the bottom like you? What is that supposed to mean? As my husband continued to insult me even when I was unwell, my feelings shifted more from anger to disdain. I need you guys to help out a bit now. The doctor said I should rest for a while. What are you talking about? Unlike you, I'm busy every day studying at a prestigious university. But I'm not fully recovered yet, so it's difficult. Then why not just do nothing? What? If I did that, the house would be a mess. You can't handle it anyway, right? Just leave it be, brainless woman. Then my husband started saying something outrageous. If you can't do it, why not make Emma do it? Let's make her quit high school and become a maid. That sounds like a good idea. What? What are you saying? They began to get excited about the idea of making Emma a maid. Looking at them, my decision became firmer. Fine, I'll take you up on that. What? They were stunned by my words. They didn't seem to understand what I meant. You said I could leave it be, right? Then I'll take Emma and leave this house. You two can get along fine together. Take care of your mom's caregiving yourselves. Then they started laughing, holding their stomachs. They didn't take my statement seriously. Please? Are you planning to live on the streets with Emma? Don't worry about us. Maybe you should worry about yourselves. Who will do the housework and caregiving when I'm gone? Are you sure you can talk tough like that? Without Dad, you couldn't survive. Acting all high and mighty, you're just a leech. They seem to think I couldn't live without my husband's salary. But I knew I could survive without him. Talking with them any longer just made me feel worse. So I ended the conversation. And started preparing to leave. I soon talked to Emma about it. We're finally leaving this house. I was fed up with those two, so I'm actually glad. We don't need a father or sister like them. I was worried Emma might hesitate, but she accepted it readily. The next day, I took Emma and went back to my parents' house. I had explained the situation to them long ago, so they were sympathetic. From then on, I spent my days relaxing at my parents' house. The mental stress disappeared once I was away from those three. A few days after leaving, I got a bunch of missed calls from my husband. It was his day off. He probably thought I would come back on the weekend. Impatient with my absence, he lashed out when I answered the phone. As soon as I answered the phone, my husband started yelling at me. Hey, when are you coming back home? Hello? We're not coming back, you know? What are you talking about? Where are you? Our house is a mess because of you. Well, I don't know anything about strangers. Just handle it yourself. We're enjoying our time at my parents' house. Don't joke with me. You're a housewife, so doing the housework is your job, right? I'll forgive you now, so come back home quickly. I don't need your forgiveness. I intend to divorce you. What? Apparently, my husband thought I would come back after a short while, but I had no intention of ever returning to that house. Didn't you see the divorce papers I left in the living room? I want you to file them. Hey, are you serious? That's just a joke, right? Do I look like someone who jokes about such things? I'm serious. I tried to convey my seriousness, but he didn't seem to believe me. What are you talking about? If we divorce, how will you live? You can't support Emma alone, can you? No, I can support Emma by myself. Aren't you the ones who will have trouble without me? What? I don't need you. I work and have an income unlike you. Then who's doing the housework? You can't even take care of your mom's caregiving, can you? You don't know where anything is in the house, nor anything about her medical appointments. That's your job. Just come back home now. I sighed in exasperation at my husband's utter lack of understanding. What's with that attitude? Don't make me angry, or I'll seriously divorce you. I'd welcome a divorce. I left the house intending to divorce. Weren't you the ones who told me to leave it be? Stop it. We're having a hard time since you left. I didn't realize Mom needed so much care. You left all her care to me, right? She's quite heavy and it's tough taking her to the bathroom, isn't it? I hurt my back several times until I got used to it and had to visit the hospital. He seemed to have underestimated the severity of his mother's condition. In reality, she couldn't perform basic functions like using the toilet or eating without assistance. And she had become quite overweight due to an unhealthy lifestyle. The doctor even expressed concerns about various lifestyle diseases. How can Mom get better? Isn't it impossible at this point? She doesn't seem interested in managing her weight. If this continues, she'll definitely develop lifestyle diseases. Her weight has made her back problems worse, and it might be best to consider placing her in a care facility. A facility costs money, right? It's better to take care of her at home than waste money. Then you guys figure it out. It's no longer my concern. Are you seriously considering divorcing me? That's what I've been saying. There's no benefit for us to continue that life. So how will you live? You're not planning on making Emma work, are you? I would never do something so pitiful. I'll support Emma. Then my husband started laughing mockingly over the phone. How will someone like you support Emma? You've been a leech living off my income until now. A leech, you mean me? Who else would it be? Wait, you didn't know? Know what? I've been working for years. What? My husband sounded dumbfounded. I was at a loss for words that he living with me didn't even know I had been working. He really had no interest in me at all. I told you I was starting a job because your income alone was barely enough. A job? But you were always at home. I said I was going to do work that I could do from home, remember? What? I don't remember that conversation. You just don't remember. I definitely told you. But working from home is not just piecework, right? How can you raise Emma on such a small salary? Can you stop assuming things? I'm earning as much as you. If you think I'm lying, I can show you my bank account. What? You? He seemed shocked, lost for words for a while. I decided to tell him about my job. Remember, I used to work at a web design company? I used that experience to take on projects and earn money from home. It's convenient since I can work between household chores. So when you were up late on the computer, you weren't just playing around, you were working? Exactly. I wanted to work as much as possible whenever I had time. Having a stable income means I can be ready for a divorce anytime. You were preparing for a divorce? Well, yes, I couldn't bear the thought of living like this forever. What they... I could sense his panic over the phone. My husband, who had always looked down on me, seemed to believe I was incapable of earning money. But back when I was single, I was earning quite well compared to others my age. I had obtained qualifications to stand out and had a decent track record at my company. I could tell he was chagrined. Why would you? Even with a high school diploma, I can make it work with effort. Of course, education might be important, but without personal effort, it doesn't count for much in the real world. What? You're so cheeky, he muttered, clicking his tongue. Did you really think we could get by on your salary alone? Of course, I had a good income, but the money you contributed for household expenses was only about $1,000 a month. Did you think that was enough for a family of 5? $1,000 is plenty. Managing the money is your job as a woman. I sighed again at his inability to understand. True, he had a decent income working for a major company. In the beginning, he contributed more money, but gradually he gave less. Since then, I had been dipping into my savings and working to make ends meet. I've been covering the medical expenses for your mom and the shortfall in our food budget. But I gave you $1,000. What did you use my money for? It mostly went towards rent and high utility bills. Recently, electricity costs have soared, especially in the summer when air conditioning can cost nearly $500 a month. Besides, your mother always complains about the food and wants expensive items. It hurt to see the money I earned spent on her unnecessary expenses. You shouldn't call it unnecessary. I had never complained to my husband to this extent before. He seemed a bit surprised but more annoyed. If you're gonna act like this, I'll gladly divorce you. Don't come back later wanting to reconcile. Of course that's fine with me. I assure you I'll never ask for a reconciliation. Fine, then I won't ever see you again. And I won't pay a dime for Emma's child support. I don't plan to ask you for child support. Instead, I'll be asking for alimony. What? He sounded deflated. He must have thought I was clueless about everything. You thought I wouldn't find out? Find out what? Why should I be paying you alimony? 'Cause you've been cheating. Obviously. And with a woman almost 2 decades younger than me. Younger than you. I wonder why she chose you, even though she's married. What are you talking about? I haven't cheated. You must be mistaken. I'm not mistaken. I had it investigated by professionals. What? Professionals? I thought your behavior was suspicious, so I hired a private investigator. I have solid evidence, so you'll be paying me alimony. I had suspected my husband's strange behavior for years and had hired a detective agency to investigate. It turned out he was having an affair with a young woman at work. She was a temporary employee who joined a few years ago. I don't know who initiated it, but they were secretly meeting after work. He must have thought I had no clue. He didn't even bother to lock his phone and openly communicated with her. I had all their exchanges as evidence. When he realized I had been investigating him secretly, he started to get angry. So you've been snooping around behind my back. You're such a nasty woman. I don't want to hear that from someone who's openly cheating with a coworker. Won't it be bad if your workplace finds out? You didn't tell my workplace, did you? No, I haven't said anything, but it's only a matter of time before it gets out. Her husband will probably realize it too. Shut up. I've been living with you and taking care of you all this time. I'm not paying any alimony. Of course, I didn't expect it, but my husband didn't even offer a single apology for his affair. Furthermore, he even tried to blame me for his cheating. I cheated because you weren't attractive enough as a woman. You didn't wear makeup or dress well. You were just an old woman. I had no choice. Was busy with housework, caregiving, and my job. I didn't have time or money to care about fashion. Don't make excuses. Luna was always stylish and well-groomed. She even went to the gym to stay in shape. You're nothing like her. You really have no remorse, do you? Why should I apologize to you? You're the one at fault here. Whatever, I'll be claiming alimony since you've spent money on her instead of supporting me more. I'll also let her know about this. Are you gonna take Luna's side too? Of course, she knew you were married and still had an affair with you. If you do that, her husband will find out. He has the right to know. It's gonna be quite a mess for you. Don't you dare get in touch with Luna. I won't forgive you. She's responsible too. We'll discuss this further through our lawyers. Goodbye. Wait, we're not done talking. He was shouting complaints, but I ignored him. I hung up and blocked his number. Later, we finalized our divorce through lawyers. I successfully collected alimony from my ex-husband. I escaped that hellish life, but months after the divorce, Raylan called me. Over the phone, Raylan was crying. Mom, I need your help. I can't live with Dad anymore. I want to get out of this house as soon as possible. I'm not your mom anymore. I coldly brushed her off and she cried even more. I regretted answering the call, but reluctantly agreed to listen to her story. Dad told me to drop out of college and start working. I worked so hard to get into my current university. Isn't that terrible? I have nothing to do with Dad's affair, so why do I have to suffer like this? Raylan apparently had no idea about her father's affair. She was severely disillusioned when she found out he was cheating with a younger woman, and their relationship had soured. Also, there was a secret about her father's mistress. The mistress's husband, he was a dangerous guy, right? Dad got hit with a huge alimony claim, and scary debt collectors started showing up. We had to move out of our apartment, and now we're living in a shabby one. I kinda know about you guys. Dad goes to work during the day, so I ended up taking care of Grandma. It's affecting my college attendance. If this continues, I'll fail my courses. Mom, please help me. You said you didn't think of me as your mother, remember? I'm sorry, but I no longer think of you as my daughter. Emma is all the daughter I need. That's cruel. Why would you say something like that? Raylan must have thought I would extend a helping hand. The old me, living with her, would never have abandoned her, no matter how badly she treated me. But now she's a stranger to me. Additionally, after being treated so badly by her all this time, I don't feel obligated to help her. If this goes on, I'll have to drop out and give up on my dreams. I'll do anything to help. Just let me live with you. That's impossible. I can barely afford to support Emma on my income. She wants to go to college too, and I need to save for that. What about me? My life is a mess. If you're gonna blame someone, blame your father. I'm sorry, but I can't forgive you. I haven't forgiven you for everything you've done. I'm sorry for the awful things I said. I won't ever say them again. It's not just about me. You've been terrible to Emma too. Terrible? I haven't done anything to Emma. Don't bother lying. I know everything. Emma told me everything. What? Emma talked to you about it? Yes, she cried and told me everything that happened. Emma and Raylan are 4 years apart. Raylan used to harass Emma when I wasn't looking. It was common for her to say hurtful things. She apparently even took things I bought for Emma and tried to push her down the stairs. Raylan threatened her not to tell me, so she couldn't talk to me about it. I found out about the harassment when I decided to leave the house. To me, Emma is more important than my own life. I can't help someone who hurt my daughter like you did. Then, if not living together, at least lend me some money. I really don't want to drop out of college. I'm so desperate for money, I don't even have time for a part-time job. If I had money to lend, I'd use it for Emma. That's so unfair. It might sound harsh, but I think you should experience the same hell as your father. Don't say that. Mom, what's happened to you? I'm not your mother. Stop calling me that, it's unpleasant. Don't contact me for trivial things anymore. I won't answer your calls. Wait, just a minute. Raylan was screaming over the phone, but I ignored her and hung up. It may seem heartless, but I have no regrets. After that call, Raylan tried to contact me several times, but I ignored all of them. She sent numerous messages asking for help, but of course, I didn't respond. Out of curiosity, I did check up on her situation. It seems that she eventually dropped out of college. She was forced out due to unpaid tuition fees. My ex-husband Lucas had asked Raylan to work part-time and take care of her grandmother. But Raylan furiously left the house. Lucas had to keep working to pay off his debts, so he couldn't care for his mother and had to put her in a facility. The facility's expenses are being covered by loans. As for the mistress, she apparently left her job, but Lucas continues to work. His affair has become known at work, and he's being looked at with disdain. Despite this, he can't quit due to his debts and living expenses and is working under uncomfortable circumstances. Meanwhile, I'm living a comfortable life free from those three. I have supportive parents at home, and Emma is thriving. Though moving because of Emma's high school admission was necessary, she got into the top school in the county and is enjoying her high school life. Emma aspires to become a lawyer. She was inspired by the attorney who handled my case. From now on, I want to forget the past and live looking forward.